question here is Eduardo, and this is actually also, I'm going to take this for everybody, but we'll start with Eduardo. You mentioned you're working remote. Was it challenging to secure a remote role, or was that option already on the table? And um, most roles are either 100% office or hybrid. Can you all speak to kind of our changing working environments?
Yeah, happy to touch on this. So, um, I was very fortunate that the role I had was already starting as remote. But my previous role, it was all in office. It required a lot of traveling, right, visiting different sites throughout the state of Florida. So, as I got seniority and as we were able to establish infrastructure, right, we were going from public to private cloud. So, right, getting everything centralized in AWS. Once you kind of have, once let's say like this, if you get into a company early and it's all in person, and as long as you have IT or cybersecurity skills, once the company matures and goes to cloud, I think that's where you have a really good argument to transition to say, hey, everything I do now is all cloud. This is what the company's moving forward, and I see value in me still coming in. But how about I get a couple days over to work from home, right? Start the conversation, start navigating like, hey, what would it look like on management's end if I was at home on Fridays, right? Then you can sell, or at least what I did was monitor my hours, right? We can start off as hands off or hands on as you'd like, sell it to management that they can kind of do whatever they want to keep you under like supervision, and then slowly start asking for more days from working from home. And if you're a part of, let's say, like I was, we had three IT specialists, and I was the one that started the, hey, I want to do hybrid. The best thing I think I was able to do was get everyone on board. So all three of us were like, hey, we'll be on rotating work from home schedules. And it started, someone did Mondays at home, the other one did Wednesdays, and I was Fridays. And we would rotate. And then ultimately at year two was kind of like, hey, productivity is actually pretty high. And then we were like, okay, let's all push for fully work from home remotely. And sure enough, we got it. And then around that point is when I got an offer for my other company, which was fully remote. And I could say, hey, I have experience working remotely. These are the tools we used. Productivity stayed the same. And once you have that first remote role or hybrid type of role, I think you'll have language on your resume that says, I am comfortable and I am succeeding in work from home environments. So, um, again, I think once you have that language down, it should be easier. Granted, the market is a lot different now, but I'll give the floor now to the next.
For me, I was in a hybrid role, but since I work in a bank mostly they don't give the remote job because of the security, because it's a financial domain and banking. So yeah, so we are moving from hybrid to 100% in office. So there is no scope for the remote as of now.
Yeah, similar to Eduardo's point, getting into a company that's, early startup, and then transitioning into a remote role after that. I agree. That's what pretty much happened with my current role. It started off as a fully in office role, but then very, you know, there were lots of changes happening in the company, mergers and whatnot. So eventually I got the fully remote um, role, which is pretty nice, I'd say.